was my favorite moment? That's, again, kind of hard when considering both the main book and the tie-in. Actually, I would have to pick three. One in the tie-ins was the birth of Clark and Lois's baby. That made me cry so much, so much. The second would be all the heroes throughout all of existence teaming up, after the Earth 2 team starts recruiting heroes, and all the heroes throughout all of existence trying to gang up on Deimos, but then they have to go up against every villain in all of existence. And that is glorious! It's glorious! Ugh! And of course, when, thanks to Brainiac and Talos, all of the multiverse has been the multiverse has been restored, and for some reason, the Danny Phantom theme song was just playing in my head, when everything is okay again, and seeing the entire multiverse restored, and it just gave me so many good feels. They're back! They're back! Yes! That made me so happy. That image of the two-page spread of the multiverse restored is now my new screensaver and desktop. It's my new desktop. It's on rotation.
What problems did you have with the event, either the main book or the tie-ins? I mentioned before, and I still agree with this, the main book, I do feel focused a bit too much on Earth 2, and it was way too long for what it was. It could have been a 4-issue strong story arc, but it took a long time to kind of get to the point. And some of the tie-ins, I feel, were hard to connect to. Sometimes the art wasn't great. Like Batgirl, I liked the story a lot, but the art could have been a lot better. So, there's a lot of tie-ins out there, and, not everything is going to be perfect, and, that did happen during this event. But yeah, I would say the main title was probably my most to complain about than the tie-in books, because you could really pick and choose the tie-ins.
Now, we also have to venture into problems because, again, this was a good read, just not a good event. It wasn't perfect, especially with all this time and space jargon, which I will spare you. However, in terms of plot, it kind of dragged, again, around issues 3 to 5. They were kind of filler-ish, and also kind of dragged. I mean, I love the Earth 2 team. However, I would like to see them interacting with other heroes, not just Batman or the Batman villains. Actually interact with the other heroes, like when Earth 2 Superman met up with pre-New 52 Superman, and and also Flash, that them talking to each other. That for me was awesome, and them recruiting the other heroes. That to me was when the story picked up. After that, when they started interacting more with the other heroes and, discussing battle plans, and, Dick Grayson from Earth 2 talking to Superman, and that's what I liked. More of them interacting. And, yeah, it's those issues 3 to 5, where kind of weighs it down, and also we kind of changed villains, like, right in the middle, and the artwork was not really that consistent. They had, like, rotating artists, I think, and it kind of didn't mesh well. And also I could notice that since, Scott Lobdell's writing kind of drags, it results in the book having to resort to 2-page spreads, and that kind of irritates me. 2-page spreads are fine, but using them a lot just shows how lazy your writing is. That's just a personal pet peeve of mine.
Moving on with the next question, number 9. Compared to the New 52, what was different about Convergence tie-in comics? Of course, they're seeing these different incarnations of our characters that we know and love. New 52 is very set characters. A lot of them are different, like Green Arrow, Superman, of course. And now with this, it's our old characters and their history, and it plays a part on their history. So that's the difference we get to see with Convergence and the New 52.
Okay, comparing this to the New 52. Okay, I'll make this clear that if you like the New 52, that's great. You are entitled to like what you like, and I mean no way to offend you, and you are entitled to your opinion and to what you like. But for me, when Dan DiDio made the gave an explanation as to why Batwoman could not marry her girlfriend Maggie, it really, really made me angry. He was basically saying, our superheroes cannot have happy lives. They cannot be married, they cannot have loved ones or emotional attachments. They must all sacrifice for the greater good against their self-interest. It is basically, to him, if you have loved ones or a family, or if you're married, or have any emotional attachments, you can't be a hero? That really made me mad. I have a lot of friends who are either police officers, military personnel, doctors, or firefighters, or they're even just the spouse or the child of those type of people. So basically, that really offends me to a degree. So basically, what are firefighters or military personnel or police officers not heroes because they have families? And for me, the Convergence titles prove Dan DiDio wrong. Because he's trying to project that throughout the entire New 52. That's why no one else in the DC New 52 is married except for Animal Man. It's like he's trying these Convergence tie-ins, they, in a way, prove him wrong. Because throughout most of them, it shows that having emotional attachments, having loved ones, being married, or, being in a relationship, or, protecting the people you love, really helps you as being a hero. Like with Speed Force, it was Wally's love and devotion to his kids that prevailed overall. Or, with Roy and him trying to protect both his daughter to get her back and also protect his friends, it was his devotion to his daughter and his friends that prevailed overall. That is what I see coming from the Convergence tie-ins in comparison to the New 52. I just wish I saw more of that in the New 52. So, in a way, that's what I loved about it. Darkness is fine. Difficulties are fine. Grim and gritty, fine. But I don't want to be drowned in this forever. I don't want... You can't just have everything dark and grim and gritty and faux serious all the time and expect it to be good without any sense of levity, or at least let some sense of light come in, or some sunshine and happiness come in. Having everything dark, grim, and gritty all the time is just as contrived and boring as if you were to make everything happy, sunshine and rainbows all the time. You need to have levity, and at the same time, it made them more human than I could ever feel for the New 52. Again, I am sorry if you love the New 52, but that's just how I compare it. Another thing I would compare, the writers, from how I could tell by their writing, they seem to be having fun with it, and doesn't seem like editorial is manhandling them. They are having full creative control about how they write their characters. And another thing, brighter artwork. Lots of brighter artwork, and no shame in putting bright primary colors. This is another thing with the New 52, that, too many dark or washed out colors and gradient colors. What is so wrong with bright primary colors, people? And also, go all out with the silly outfits. Don't try to make it realistic and then suck the fun out of the design. And like give Superman armor. Just give him the spandex. There is nothing wrong with spandex on heroes. I'm sorry if I went into a tangent there and kind of got angry. Again, you are entitled to your opinion, but that's how I would compare. I'm sorry this turned into a little bit of a rant.
Next question. What more do you wish to see now that everything in DC history is canon? Which parallel Earth do you wish to see? You know, I really hope that we could get to see these universes mesh more and get to see these characters again. But I would really like to see, you know, our main universe from before the New 52. That's what I would really like to see. But it'd be cool to see, like, Kingdom Come, what else? 0 Hour. It just, anything we really saw in the tie-ins, it would be cool to see pop in, pop out during the New 52, or Divergence, whatever they're calling this now. So, Divergence.
What more do I wish to see now that everything in DC Comics is canon? I wish to see, well, basically, the past incarnations and, you know, see how they can progress. Now, they can continue. The event provided so much character development, so much closure. I want to see what happens next. I want to see what happened with Hal Jordan Parallax. Did he find redemption, you know, for what he did? What's going on with Lois and Clark and their baby? How are they going to raise the cute little guy? And how, if Wally and his kids, if they, you know, get to see their mom again, and or how Leanne and Roy are going to live their lives together again. I want to see that.
Next question, last question. How do you hope this event will benefit the DCU? I really hope this means that they're open to use these multiverse characters and not just a New 52, and, you know, see new titles with maybe Shazam or, you know, the Green Arrow of, I think it was 0 Hour, the one they used for Green Arrow. But yeah, seeing these different worlds and making it mesh with the New 52, and I don't know how they're going to do that, but that's what I'm hopefully want to see, and hopefully they will do.
To be honest, I hope to see better progression in the DC universe, since, as I said before, this event provided so much closure and a lot of character development for these past incarnations of these characters. And if we get to see these past incarnations again in the whole, you know, DCU, then that would be great, you know. That way, you know, it shows that not everything ended, and we see the next chapter in these characters' stories. And also, you know, maybe cross over with the New 52, I guess, but for now, I just want to see the multiverse, you know, expanded and, you know, evolved and improved, and, you know, just, again, see these past incarnations again. And also, for DC Comics in general, I hope that this event has taught editorial to, you know, add more diversity to their lineup. You know, dark, grim and gritty, and action-y all the time is okay, but Convergence, especially with the tie-ins, had a better set of diverse comics. So I hope that editorial puts out more, you know, more funny titles, more adventure fantasy titles, you know, really emotional, feel-good titles, you know, different, lighter, you know, titles, lighthearted ones, and, you know, just different from each other. You know, as I said before, I don't want to, you know, go to a dessert table and the only things I have to choose from is dark chocolate everything. I want different flavors, and from Convergence titles, that's what I got. So I hope this this event will lead to that kind of benefit, that kind of improvement to the DC universe, and also to DC Comics in general. And also, I hope that it'll bring old readers back, just like how it did me.
So, those are all my opinions on Convergence. Thank you, Julz, for some awesome questions to answer, and thank you for allowing me to be part of this video. So I'm Comic Uno. Be sure to check out my channel. I do comic book reviews, TV reviews, mostly. Also have my comic book, like Father Like Daughter, so be sure to check that out. And thank you. This is awesome. Bye, guys.
Alright guys, that's all the time I have, so please comment, please subscribe, tell me what you thought of Convergence. Let's discuss it in the comments. And also, please remember to subscribe to Comic Uno's YouTube channel as well. She's a great girl, she does a lot of comic reviews, TV reviews, movie reviews. Alright guys, let's discuss it, and I will see